Right, I'm going to call this special called meeting of the Page County School Board to order. Can I have a motion for Mr. Gubler to attend via the telephone?
I so move.
Second.
A motion and a second for Mr. Gubler to attend via telephone?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, good. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Are we coming in all right to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, phone service here is
Okay. Just text me if you do and we'll stop and then try to reconnect.
okay.
We have already voted for you to participate electronically.
Thank you.
Mr. Gubler?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Dr. Painter?
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan?
Yes.
Yes. Please pause for a minute of silence as we prepare for the meeting tonight. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dr. Fox, do you have any agenda changes or additions?
No, I don't.
Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
Second. A motion by Mr. Painter and a second by Mrs. Sullivan Smoot to approve the agenda as presented.
Dr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Gubler?
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan?
Yes.
Yes. We do not have any written citizen comment. All right, Dr. Fox, the process of naming an interim board chair.
Yeah, so thank you. I sent you all quite a number of documents. I think probably the most important one just to work through, so to see if you all have any questions. I think you've done this before. But also there's a couple of dates that we need to just tighten up to make sure you're okay with it. So the most important thing tonight that we need to do is under the approval, and that's get the petition approved for the writ for special election. We will have you, Mrs. Gordon, you'll sign the affidavit tonight. We'll email that to the attorney tonight. They're going to file the paperwork in court tomorrow for the special election. So that piece will be taken care of and under the deadline of having to be done by Friday.
And that's for the special election for next.
Yeah, November of 2023. Right. So that will take care of that piece. That's the first most critical piece. The second now is the appointment of the interim board member, which they will serve a term until the election of November of 2023. So as long as you're okay with everything as we've shared it with you, tomorrow we will post the notification of vacancy. That will then announce the position is open. It gives instructions on how people can submit if they're interested from District 1. That will remain up through next Wednesday, the close of business next Wednesday. That will make then those applications available for you all through next Thursday to the following board meeting, because then we will need to have information in your approval to post the public hearing announcement, which has to be done 10 days prior to the public hearing. But on that public hearing announcement have to be the names of the people who are interested. So we kind of have to have all of that happen, then those names are available. We post the public notice, public hearing happens, we schedule that for your next regular school board meeting. You can change that date if you want to. And then after that, you all would deliberate, interview, and select.
Is this, the 13th, going to be, that's the next board meeting, correct?
Yeah, we have the work session that night, so what we can provide to you all would be the packets of anyone who has submitted for interest, and you can have those confidential packets, and then that will give us the names then to put on the public hearing announcement, which we'll post the next day.
And then that public hearing will be the meeting on the 27th.
Yes. And we'll just do that like we normally do as the first part of our meeting, and then move into our formal board meeting. So it'll start at 6:30. We'll publish it at 6:30. My question to you all, I think in talking to staff here, when you did this last time, you stayed in here. Public comment was just made here. You didn't need to move it to a school.
We were at.
Where you at?
No, we were here because I came
You were here,
to
yeah.
watch because I was newly elected and I just wanted to watch the circus
gotcha.
before I joined.
I did too.
And they were all speaking on behalf of
Mr. Grimsley or
Mr.
Dr. Johnson?
Grimsley.
Dr. Johnson.
And like Mr. Cave bowed out because he said, it looks like you have someone. And he,
Yep, he did that night, didn't
yeah.
he? Yeah.
And it was here. Yeah, it was in here.
So if you think, I don't know, we know how many people are going to apply, but we can certainly work it if we need to, where if, whatever, like we did when we had COVID, if we need to put people in the hallway, we can just move them in. Or if you all would prefer to go to a school.
Or we can move this all down just a little bit and have
And
another.
have a little bit more room.
New students.
I don't think we're not going to have the students come till the next meeting, our first official board meeting. It's the
The
27th.
27th.
So it'll just be our normal group. Yes, we could shift things a bit. So it's up to you all. If you want to keep it here, we just need to know so that on the public hearing announcement, we can make sure the meeting is posted in the right location.
But that first official meeting will be the public hearing, right? The 27th.
Oh, I'm
The
sorry.
third-
Yeah, I was thinking the 13th. I'm sorry.
Well, it should be down here regardless because that's what district it is,
Yeah.
like down this way.
Yeah, so we could do it here. We could do it at Lori High if we feel like we need to. And I guess there is time. We could see how many people, when we publish it tomorrow, how many applications we get. And if you get, 30, then we need to move it.
We had something. We had something on the high schools, because I remember Dr. Phoenix was in the back, and he came down front and spoke on behalf of, and,
It wasn't the same. The recent one was here.
okay,
Okay.
I got you.
What, then you also have conduct interviews between so after the 13th, before the public hearing.
No, after the public hearing, you then would do your interviews. So that week of the 14th,
The public hearing's not till the 27th.
yeah, so my dates are wrong.
Okay.
So between the 26th and the 4th,
Okay.
excuse me, the
28th.
8th and the 4th, you would need to have, you guys would need to do your interviews. Well, no, hold on, sorry. Ms. Brubaker did say you can do your interviews all along.
Yeah, why
You
don't we
can
do
start
that?
that anytime you want. What you can't do is deliberate and make your decision prior to the public hearing.
So we could do the interviews after the 13th, after that closes. So between the 14th and the 26th, we could conduct interviews before the public hearing.
You could. Or you could extend your interview period to after the public hearing and do your deliberations within, the key thing here is I would say don't go any later than November 4th because that's when you need to make sure you've got them appointed because the deadline is the
By
7th.
the 7th.
So you'd have to move pretty quickly that next week if you were going to do interviews after the 27th meeting.
Okay.
I think we should do them before.
Yeah.
I think we should do them in between, what you have on here
Well,
between.
you'll have all of them done before our next meeting.
Yeah. by
We'll have
this
all the
time-
applications.
Yeah, by this time next week, we'll have all the applications because they'll be due by Wednesday next week.
So then we'll be able to figure out.
I mean,
when we-
because it might only be one.
Right.
Yeah,
And will they be in the evening or during the day? or-
you guys, that's you all. So that's up to you. I think what you need to do is communicate with Linda and I so that we know we can prepare.
Gotcha.
Make sure the room is available for you. And then that's up to you all. We'll obviously help with, getting the people back here.
Okay.
So I think just let us know what works for you all. But you have the window of time when to do it. And then the only other date that we need to set is we'd need a special called meeting then in order to approve the board member. That's once public hearing's over, you've deliberated, you've interviewed, you've chosen your person, and now we have the meeting to approve.
To approve them,
And that needs to be before or on November 4th.
to have it all submitted by the 7th.
So I got a question. Can we get all that done before the 27th meeting and decide on the 27th
After the hearing,
after the hearing? Can you have the hearing with the meeting?
yeah, it will be. It'll be the first part of our regular meeting.
First
But
part-
we'll have to go back into closed
After.
after the
After.
meeting and make a decision there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hear all the comments in that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing to do, in my opinion. It saves us time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saves
Yeah.
us a trip.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to definitely do the interviews once we find out who we have, do them before that public hearing. And then, yeah, we would just go back into closed to make the decision.
So we're thinking the 27th possible. Yeah.
And then, then we can have them on board. They can be here for the November 10th meeting.
I'll be able to treat November 1 and 2, just FYI.
If we get it done before then,
Yeah, yeah.
that'll take care of that.
And I'm in New York 19th, 20th, and 21st at the Reading League conference.
All right, so we got to get it done before the 27th.
7th it is. Yeah, your interviews, you'll have to
Interviews
work.
before
We'll
then.
work.
Should we see how many applications we have and then hammer out?
The interview
I
thing.
mean, if we might be able to,
We can discuss that in closed session.
Yes.
Yes. Once we get the
27th or the 13th.
stop playing.
Okay, so we'll have an anticipated end date then of the 27th. Okay. Well, other than that, I think, everything else is pretty clear unless you guys, in the document, the vacancy announcement, if there's anything you wanted us to change with that, we'll update the dates and all of that in there, and that's ready to rock and roll. We've added a landing page on the board page. It's not active right now because obviously the documents can't go live until tomorrow, but all of that, there'll be a landing page where all of that information will be housed. So if anybody needs it, they can just go to the school board page and it'll say, school board vacancy information.
What else does District 1 include? I know it's crazy, but
It's really strange. When I look at it, it's, if you're on 4th Street, on the right-hand side, it's District.
Randy's,
And
I remember that, yeah.
I don't know how far it is. I can get all the.
No, that gives me a general idea. I knew it was more than Raleigh.
Yeah, if you want to look in the documents that are in that Google folder, I
Okay.
added a link today because I asked Linda the same question to the county's district voting, and it's all listed there.
Okay.
Where the lines are. It's not, there's a whole big paragraph of street names and.
And it's on the vacancy announcement, but I think we should say it out loud that you're not allowed to be a Page County Public School employee and be on the school board. Because I've heard some talk about that and it's like, oh, you can't. But it says in there, but it says employee of the school board. So I just
There's also maps that show the different districts. Yeah, on the website, on the county website.
Yeah,
Okay.
So basically, if you can vote in that district,
you can run.
You're
for the school
eligible
board,
to
eligible for the school board.
join the fund.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It is fun. This is moments. It's fun.
So that's
Okay.
all I have, and then, you know, the main thing is to get that approved.
Approval.
For the bid, yeah.
So can I have a motion to approve the petition for a writ of special election?
Madam Chair, I move that the Page County School Board authorize the petition for writ of special election and the related proceedings necessary to fill the position that became vacant on September 22nd, 2022, upon the untimely and unfortunate passing of our fellow board member, Mr. Tommy Lansbury, with the chair to have the authority to execute the necessary documentation, if any, related thereto.
Second?
So we have a motion by Dr. Painter and a second by Mrs. Sullivan Smoot to approve the petition for a writ of special election.
Mr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Gubler,
Yes.
Dr. Painter,
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan,
Yes.
Yes. Board member discussion time?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second.
A motion by Dr. Painter, a second by Mrs. Sullivan Smoot to adjourn.
Yes.
Dr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Gubler,
Yes.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Ms. Sullivan.
Yes. We are adjourned.